finally, we are kicking off with the Panda Cup. We're here at CEO, the inaugural event of the inaugural Panda Cup, the first Nintendo licensed officially circuit in North America.
Right.
I'm here with Zoo. I'm Chroma. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be back. I have always been a big fan of CEO. I love just like the hype that it brings. The top 8 and the ring, right? It's just so much fun, so much energy every time.
Such a spectacle. I've actually never been. I'm excited to be here. There are a lot of players here that I don't recognize and some that I do. Today, we are going to see round 1 pools. So everybody can enter. Everyone has a chance of playing the top players. Plup is going to be here, one of the best players in the world. Smash Daddy, somebody that you and I both know that, you know, the greater audience won't. You're going to get to meet him too. Those are our 2 top seeds for this wave. And the way that this works is that the top 4 players in each of these pools will advance to tomorrow's top 64 bracket. You keep winning through there, you get to top 16. And if you make it to top 8, you're in that ring that Zoo was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a full wrestling ring, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
That is fantastic. That is some huge sports, some showmanship for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That is exciting. So 2 people are going to make it out in the winner's bracket. 2 will make it out in the losers. It is double elimination. These matches will be best of 3 Super Smash Bros. Melee matches for those of you that don't know. And for those of you that do, thank you for joining us again and seeing a little bit of early pools action.
Yeah, tournaments are a grind.
Oh
right?
my
You have to
gosh,
get up
yes.
early sometimes depending on your pool. It can be a marathon because like in this pool, let's say if you're starting in round 1, you have to get through what, like 4 rounds just to make it into your next pool. So
Depending on the seeding and how you do, yeah.
right.
And then you go right ahead.
Well,
yeah.
if you drop into losers bracket, I think you get more matches to get to that next same wave, right? So it's like if you lose early, it's even more of a marathon. So it's going to be a grind these next 3 days in this bracket, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're going to have to stay in top shape, top conditioning. I don't know if you read Logan's article on this, actually. So here we have 2 practice partners playing. So this is Kebin versus Reviewer. Reviewer the Puff has been watching and playing Melee since a very young age. I remember the first tag that I saw was 13 Reviewer. And I asked, what did that mean? He was 13.
Wow.
And, you know, parents would bring him to tournaments. I believe he's like, it's 19 Reviewer, 20 Reviewer right now. And this is my first time actually seeing him playing. We've talked so much on the internet about Melee.
Wow.
Over the years, you know, it's been really funny just watching the scene develop over. And you've been in the scene for, I guess, 15 years at this point?
It's been a while. My first tournament was when I was 13 myself, I think. Yeah. So
What year was that? Not to directly age you.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, my first tournament was in 2005, so I must have been 15.
Oh, wow.
So actually, I was wrong.
Yeah. Long, vibrant game. It's always fun to watch 2 practice partners play. Puff versus Marth. This is a fun matchup. Marth has the big sword, gets to keep Jigglypuff away, but the Pokemon, as soon as they get in, a lot of huge punishes available. Puff's back air, you'll see, like that.
Right.
Possibly pushing Marth off the stage. Great edge guard. And then there's also the rest, which we may see later.
Yeah, I think what you said about once Puff gets in or once Puff gets a hit, big combos, I think the same could be said for Marth. I think we see a lot of like, especially at the super high level, Marth getting a grab and getting a really big combo off of it. I'm curious if we'll see that here because getting a grab on Jigglypuff is kind of tricky, right? Because Jigglypuff can crouch.
Oh, yeah.
And she can kind of famously crouch under Marth's jump cancel grab, so you kind of have to do like a dash grab, but even that has like a lot of intricacies as to when it'll work or not.
Very tricky hitboxes. Yeah, for my part, I always found it easier to just try doing something like, oh, okay.
There we go.
So we were talking about that. There's a very specific mechanic to try and get the perfectly spaced F smash from Marth after the grab. And you have to pivot.
The pivot forward smash.
That is a difficult mechanic to hit.
And, oh, okay. Right there, I think Reviewer actually could have held ledge and maybe get a, well, actually, he's at pretty high percent, so maybe couldn't have gotten the rest trade, but.
Yeah, it's always dangerous. You can rest, which will instantly KO the opponent at this percentage, essentially, but then they get to come back while you're sleeping.
Right.
That can be a pretty rough trade. So here, Reviewer is looking to clean up this edge guard and not let Kebin back into the center of the stage.
Yeah, and on the flip side, okay, Kebin definitely wants to take out this stock without, no, I think that's going to be it. Yes.
Reviewer almost running out of jumps there, but makes it back with the nicely timed air dodge. Yeah, we both saw it. There's a low percent. There's a low percent setup there where you get that weak nair in and maybe a grab, or you get weak neutral air into possibly an up tilt rest or just a rest.
The scary thing here is that just even though Kebin has quite a bit of a percent lead, Jigglypuff has that wild card rest that can kind of just take out that stock. But Kebin doing a great job picking up that fall through on the platform with the up tilt, taking out the stock.
It's funny because Marth in Fire Emblem is a like a one tile ranged character for most of the game. But in this one, kind of looks like he's 8 feet tall with these huge sword swings, these huge grabs. The name of the game is to keep Jigglypuff's balloon away from you and try and continually pop it over time.
That's right, that's right. It's a spacing game.
It is.
It's definitely a spacing game, and it can be tricky for Jigglypuff because, like you said, Marth has that range, those extra tiles.
And so many Jigglypuff greats over the year have conditioned me to think that no lead is safe against Jigglypuff, that they're always able to come back and win the game.
Well, at 96%, that can be very tricky for the Jigglypuff, right? You can't, the rest is out of play, as they say.
That's right. Holding down and fighting off some of Marth's sword swings that are a little bit badly spaced is not going to work as well here. I think Kevin's going to try for side B up tilt, just based on some of the past stocks, which is a pretty reliable kill setup.
That would be a good idea for sure. Side B popping Jigglypuff up and then getting that confirmed if the Jigglypuff does not get the full DI away. Now, Reviewer, yeah, I was going to say struggling a little bit to get the kill, but yeah, that is enough to get back. All right.
I was afraid. Reviewer with a great recovery.
Oh!
Up tilt! Very dangerous. Now cornered. Kevin has to make it back into the center of the stage.
Oh my god.
This is what I'm talking about. There's no
this is
safety.
big. He went for no! Reviewer!
Unbelievable. Had it so close. You have to appreciate Reviewer putting it all on the line to try and edge guard like that, but just... this game is a game of just pixels. Pixels and 60ths of a second.
That is how long a frame takes, so it's quick, and we know of many moments where the set has been decided by like a frame decision, so that one felt pretty close there. Great momentum, great comeback from Reviewer at the end right there, right? I think it was like 5-6 hits.
Yeah, that was doable.
Uncontested.
That was absolutely doable.
It was literally actually his to win, I think, right there. I think he did maybe the forward air a little bit too late, maybe didn't get the jump right there, right at the end, and just kind of fell and lost the stock, but
it kind of reminds me of Hungrybox versus Mango at Genesis 3. Hungrybox had Mango dead to rights, and then Mango was able to recover in Hungrybox with the self-destruct.
So Reviewer going back to Battlefield, and I was actually also wondering, do you know how this head-to-head kind of goes, or in practice? You said they're practice partners.
I don't know how their specific stage breakdown goes. There are various stages with various sizes and platform configurations that are weaknesses and strengths for various characters. It's just the core idea of, I almost won here, I'm happy to go back, is I think all that's governing this.
I don't mind that at all, honestly.
Wow! Unbelievable spacing by Reviewer. Getting around the tipper.
So I feel like that kind of hit because Marth's... Okay, hold on. Because Marth's hitbox was still...
Yeah, extended off of the forward smash is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So after you whiff, you can get punished, and sometimes your character's sticking out a little bit too far. So Reviewer up a game is the Puff, just to clarify for everybody at home. I'm sorry, Reviewer's not up a game. Kevin won that game. I keep forgetting.
It was that close.
Did not finish. It was that close.
It was that close.
It was that close.
And you were saying like you go back to your counter pick that you feel like you kind of won on, and look at this, Reviewer's already kind of up. Whereas like before he was down for like the entirety of the game. So
right, commanding here, Kevin finds another side B to up tilt there, and this is tricky. Getting off the ledge is hard in this game. You have some invincibility every time you grab the ledge, but you have very limited options. And here, Reviewer is babysitting, just trying to exploit Kevin for trying to get off the ledge unsafely.
And Marth is kind of one of the characters that struggles a little bit off the ledge. His ledge dash does not give that much like intangibility once you get back up. It's only 4 frames, whereas like some characters, like let's say Fox or Falco, can get on the upwards of like 13, 14, maybe 15.
Yeah, and that quarter of a second can just get you out of danger, or just have you do invincible moves if you ledge dash correctly. Marth, you know, like I played Iceman, who can do like ledge dash down smash or something like that, but it's not entirely safe, right?
No, at most you can get with Martha's 4 and Marth's down smash is 5, so you know it's almost safe.
Right.
You're always definitely threatened.
You're gambling off the ledge. Great roll up there. Reviewer in control this game, looking to erase the stock deficit, or the game deficit, excuse me. Oh, look at this. Just, as soon as you get close to Marth in this matchup is Jigglypuff, right? That's where the Pokemon is happy.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely the goal. I think it's either get really, really deep inside Marth or really, really outside of his range, which Jigglypuff is one of the few characters that can, because her aerials, her back air in particular, has a lot of range on it, right?
That is a very disjoint move. If you watch where that hits, very, very tricky character. That might not combo, but will let Kevin try and find an up air to kill. Up air should do it at this point. But again, last stock. Great trade. Kevin makes it back, but taking a lot of damage.
Wow, great pickup there from Reviewer. Okay, so if you are Kebin, I'm not too worried, honestly, because, like, it's 1-1. Sometimes, like, especially if you're up, the game 2 doesn't really go your way. That's okay, right? The last thing you want is to be frustrated or maybe a little bit tilted going into the last game and really the deciding game of the set, which is, at this point, this is the only match that really matters, right?
Exactly. And the fun part is that in a best-of-3, Reviewer will get to ban one of the stages remaining, so that you can't pick the very strongest stage. But Kevin will get basically the second preference. And that's still a very strong stage. So we're here at Pokemon Stadium. No top platform. Jigglypuff is going to find it a little bit more difficult to stay away. And very, very long stage.
Right, this stage is...
Sometimes I don't know what else to say other than big stage, small stage, you know?
Well, so some of the advantages of this big stage are that Marth gets to kind of dash around and dodge Jigglypuff, right? It's like Jigglypuff does have great aerial mobility, can move left to right very well, but Marth on the ground is even better than that, right? So it's actually pretty tricky for Jigglypuff to catch Marth, especially a Marth that's like very, very, very quick.
You're a Marth main now. Where's your favorite stage in this matchup?
Ooh, against Jigglypuff. You know, I don't have that much experience in this matchup, but I feel like I like Yoshi's Story, I like Stadium. I think those are the two that come to mind, but, you know, if I had to, like, really pick one, I'm not really sure yet. But I definitely like this pick from Kevin.
There's a lot of discussion into stages. A lot of it's some pretty deep theory crafting, and then sometimes it's just, I like that one. I feel good there, and that's really what it's about. Right now, Reviewer is trying to get some extra credit on this stock. Very high percent throwing out some pretty high-risk moves. And the one thing that's difficult is trying to combo Jigglypuff. So Puff can do something relatively unsafe with the knowledge that not much is going to happen to punish the character unless you can just outright just take the stock.
Or unless you're, like, literally the best player in the world, right?
Right, exactly.
Like, I feel like you have to get, like, it takes a lot to get to that point where, like, as Jigglypuff, you are afraid of, like, throwing out anything remotely unsafe. But, you know, unless you're at that level, it's usually not that bad.
Who would you say the best player in the world right now is? I think, for my money, it's Zane.
Ooh, it's tricky because in theory, it's Zane, but Zane has, you know, not won his last 2 tournaments, which that's saying a lot for Zane, right? So
I mean, our standards are so high.
For him in particular, yes, he is.
Yeah. And those losses coming in one of Marth's trickier matchups, actually, Sheik. This one, a lot of history, I guess, going back and forth. The big difference would be the Marth's innovating grab combos. Probably getting just a lot more juice off of those punishes than usual. Very tight battle so far.
And I think that's what Kevin's looking for. I think Kevin's gotten a couple grabs. Here we go.
Oh!
And as we say that, he finally kind of gets that tipper confirmed. I did see earlier, went for the forward throw, wave dash, forward smash. Didn't get the tipper, but still got some good damage. Oh, no rest there. Okay.
Now!
No, too high percentage.
Marth had no resources there. You know, really ran out of both jumps. Marth, at that point, is Puff's plaything. That's a huge amount of damage. Now trying to put off the stage. We got the fire transformation. Always mixes things up. Maybe Kevin finds a little bit of relief, but
again, do you feel like this transformation favors either character right here?
It really depends. It depends on how they want to play it, because as you can't see right now, but on the other side, there's you know, the burning tree, I suppose. That could be an interesting hazard to either block somebody off on or combo somebody against. It is really hard to say. I'm never too unhappy when I see it, but I am always worried that the Puff's going to find some way to resonate. Oh.
Yeah, something you'll see a lot. Oh my god, just gets the tipper right there. I think, yeah, Revere kind of just drifted in slightly a little bit too far.
The funny thing there is that the transformation happening did put Marth at a different height than maybe Revere was expecting, which made that forward smash get the tipper the strongest hitbox. Oh, baited the shield grab. This is very even.
This is. Kebin has to make up for that damage difference a little bit though right here.
Finds a rising back air and gets a huge amount of damage. And he's got center stage now to the side. That's going to be dangerous. Revere with the back air off the stage. Can the edge guard happen? That's it. 2-1, tight set. Revere does take it home after that unfortunate, you know, edge guard to the end of the game 1.